10 tricks to get girls to chase you fast. How to get her to instantly chase you. Old Stoic wisdom. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. Zrenia Eden Abes. Gentlemen, welcome to Old Stoic wisdom. Today, we're diving into the top 10 strategies that will have women chasing you. We want to flip the script so that you're not the one doing the chasing. Instead, let's turn the tables and show you how to get her to pursue you. But it's not just about the tricks. There are also some key reasons why women often don't seem as eager as you'd like them to be, and understanding this is crucial to shifting that dynamic. Ready to discover the 10 ways to make her chase you, and the one thing that could be holding you back? Let's get started. 10. Keep the lead open. In the world of attraction, one of the most crucial mistakes a man can make is prematurely celebrating his progress before the real work is done. The key to truly getting a woman to chase you, to get her to invest in the interaction, is to keep the lead open. It's like a race. You never stop running before the finish line is crossed. Too many guys fall victim to this error when they begin to notice a woman smiling, laughing, or responding positively to their charm. This leads them to think they've already won the game. But this is where things often go sideways. Instead of staying consistent, pushing forward, and deepening the connection, they suddenly ease off the throttle. The attention and effort that were keeping her engaged come to a halt. And just like that, they risk losing the spark they created. Here's the thing. A woman's interest isn't a one-time achievement. It's a process that demands constant attention, energy, and the persistence to evolve. Don't stop what's working. Keep her wanting more, keep the conversation alive, and maintain that sense of mystery and excitement. When a guy stops doing the things that initially caught her attention, she'll start to lose interest. The simplest things, staying playful, being attentive, and keeping that energy flowing, are what keeps her attracted to you. Remember, don't settle for less when you're capable of more. Like the old Stoic wisdom teaches us, your actions should always be guided by discipline and focus. This is what forms the foundation of an iron mind. Don't be a man who gives up before completing the task at hand. You must finish what you started with the same intensity you began with. It's about consistency and persistence, not temporary excitement. The secret of happiness is not in doing what one likes, but in liking what one does. As Aristotle once said, this applies to building attraction as well. If you find joy in the process, she will feel that too. But above all, you must embody Stoic principles. Be patient, self-controlled, and unwavering in your approach. By not rushing things and keeping the lead open, you create an opportunity for her to chase you. The great danger is stopping too soon. A true man of purpose understands that the journey never ends until the goal is fully realized. In the art of attraction, the goal is to keep her attention engaged long enough for her to realize she wants you. And that doesn't happen by halting your efforts too early. It happens by recognizing that you must continuously provide value, excitement, and intrigue, things that won't simply fade after a few laughs. This is the mark of someone who applies old Stoic wisdom in their approach to life, knowing when to push forward and when to pull back. The iron mind never stops its work. It knows how to balance effort and patience in every endeavour. So, keep that lead open. Never stop just because things seem to be going your way. Always remember, true attraction is built over time. Keep working, stay strong, and watch how things unfold. 9. Put her in the friend zone. To truly get a woman to chase you, you've got to understand the delicate dance of attraction. Many guys believe the friend zone is something that only men experience, but that's a huge misconception. The truth is, women can also get stuck in the friend zone just as easily as men can. In fact, the friend zone affects both genders in similar ways. Just as it makes men feel needy and uncertain, it can do the same to women. It creates confusion, a sense of longing, and even a desire to break free from that place of emotional ambiguity. It's this confusion, an emotional pull, that can drive her to want more. Now, here's the catch. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you can friend zone a girl, would you take that leap? Most guys are too afraid of losing the girl, thinking that rejecting her outright would push her away for good. They fear that once she's out of their lives, they might never have a chance with her again. But here's the truth you need to understand. If your goal is for her to chase you, you need to take control of the situation in a way that shifts the power dynamic. Don't just sit back waiting for her to make a move. Instead, you need to create a scenario where she feels a sense of uncertainty. She should be wondering if she's just a friend to you, or if there's something more beneath the surface. The trick isn't about playing childish games, but about being strategic and mastering your emotions so you can lead the interaction, rather than following it. This is where Stoic rules and practical Stoicism come in. By practicing self-discipline and controlling your emotions, you stop chasing after validation or affection. You take a step back and see the situation with clarity. Stoicism teaches you to detach yourself from the neediness and desperation that often drives men to make mistakes in relationships. It's about learning how to create intrigue, rather than spilling your emotions all over the place. You don't need to beg for her attention, nor do you need to be excessively sweet or overly available. Women are attracted to men who have self-respect and emotional control, who don't bend to every whim of validation. You need to develop this mindset so that you never lose your composure, no matter what. If you want to get her to chase you, you must make her wonder about your true feelings. When you show her that you're emotionally stable and grounded, she'll start to question whether she's just another friend, or if there's something deeper between you. Don't forget, in this game, wisdom plays a key role. The paths of wisdom don't come from blindly pursuing a woman, hoping for a chance. They come from knowing your worth and understanding how to position yourself to create an irresistible allure. Think of it like this. The more you make her question your intentions, the more she will want to figure you out. And this, my friend, is the exact scenario that will lead her to chase you. You've got to be patient. Don't rush into giving her everything at once. Give her just enough to make her wonder, but leave her with a sense of curiosity about what's beneath the surface. Be selective with your attention, and don't show all your cards at once. As you practice the rules of Stoicism, you begin to exude a calm confidence that will drive her wild. Women are drawn to men who know how to remain calm under pressure, who don't need constant reassurance, and who don't give away their feelings too easily. Remember, this isn't about manipulating her or playing games for the sake of winning. This is about understanding how attraction works at a deeper level. By applying practical Stoicism, you can become the kind of man who doesn't need to chase anyone. Instead, women will be chasing you. You've got to practice emotional self-control, remain focused on your goals, and make sure that you're always one step ahead. This is the path of wisdom, the understanding that you are a prize worth chasing, and that you don't need to beg for her attention. The more you embrace these principles, the more likely it is that she'll be the one wondering if you're just a friend or something far more interesting. If you found these tricks valuable, comment below and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights on mastering attraction and building confidence. Comment to remember, I am magnetic and confident. This statement will remind you of your powerful presence and will keep you on track to attract the right attention. 8. Warm up her social circle. In the game of attraction, one of the most powerful psychological triggers is the influence of a woman's social circle. This isn't just a quirky detail, it's a rule of nature. You need to understand, her friends are an extension of who she is. If she's going to let herself chase you, if she's going to let herself fall for you, you better believe her friends need to approve. They don't just act as her support system, they hold the keys to her decisions. Women, especially in the age of connection and social influence, rely on their circles for validation. If her friends see you as a yes, she's far more likely to see you the same way. So, if you want her to chase you, you must first gain the trust, respect, and attention of her friends. This doesn't mean you need to go out of your way to please them or become their best friend. No, this is about warming them up to your presence in subtle, undeniable ways. Show them you are a man of value. Show them you're someone who stands out, not because you're trying too hard, but because you naturally exude confidence, strength, and character. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. The same goes for relationships. Women are attracted to men who don't have to desperately seek validation, but instead exude quiet, unshakable strength. Understand this. Her friends will gauge you in ways you might not even realize. They'll scrutinize your body language, your tone of voice, how you interact with others, how you carry yourself. If they sense that you are the type of man who can make their friend's life better, who won't cause drama or instability, they will want to see you succeed. And when they see you as a positive force in her life, their approval is practically guaranteed. Make no mistake, this is part of the game. By making an effort to be around her group, not to win them over, but to simply show you belong, you take the first step in opening the door to her heart. A woman doesn't want to be seen as making a reckless choice. She needs to feel secure that the man she's chasing is someone her friends, and by extension, her own life, will support. Remember, this isn't about changing who you are, it's about letting them see who you already are. As the Stoic teachings from Epictetus remind us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your response to the social dynamics around you, your calm, poised reaction in front of her circle, will speak volumes. In the modern world, we live in a highly interconnected society. Her friends are going to have a strong influence on her decisions, whether you like it or not. So don't try to bypass this step. Don't think for a second you can skip warming up her social circle and expect her to chase you. It doesn't work that way. You want to create the perfect environment for her to want you, and that means fostering positive interactions with her closest people. By doing so, you're not just winning over her friends, you're also making her feel safe and secure in the idea of pursuing you. The best part? Once her friends are on your side, once they see you as an asset to their group, you've unlocked a huge psychological key. Now, you're not just the guy she's interested in, you're the guy everyone around her is rooting for. That's a major turn-on. Don't underestimate the power of social approval. As the famous Stoic philosopher Epictetus put it, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. You can't control what others think of you, but you can control how you interact with them, how you present yourself, and how you make them feel. That's the power you wield. Use it wisely, and soon enough you'll find her chasing you, not because you tried to make her, but because you became the kind of man everyone, including her, would want. 7. Leave if you have to leave. At the heart of attraction lies a fundamental truth. You can't truly be chased if you never leave. It may seem simple, but many men make the mistake of always being available, never leaving enough space for desire to build. Old Stoic wisdom teaches us the value of presence and absence in equal measure. To truly captivate a woman's attention, you must master the art of knowing when to walk away. In a world where everyone is glued to their phones or constantly in each other's presence, being a man who understands the importance of leaving has power. Not just any man, but one who practices Stoic principles, who is comfortable with his own solitude, content with himself, and doesn't rely on the constant approval or attention of others. This is how you build an iron mind, one that is not swayed by emotional whims or the need for validation. You see, to a woman, there are two types of men: those who are always there, always available, and those who know how to walk away when the moment calls for it. The first group, the ones who can always stay, are rarely the ones who inspire real attraction. These men are predictable, always there, almost too easy. On the other hand, it's the men who know when to leave, when to retreat, who command attention. They are elusive, mysterious, and unpredictable, qualities that trigger a woman's natural instinct to chase. They don't stick around just to appease. This sense of mystery and independence is rooted in the old Stoic wisdom that reminds us that true strength lies in not clinging to anything, not to people, not to situations, not even to expectations. When you understand the power of leaving, you tap into something deeper. A man who leaves is a man who has boundaries, a man who knows his worth, and a man who doesn't need to prove himself. Women are attracted to this. They can sense it. The old Stoic principle of self-sufficiency plays a crucial role here. The ability to stand strong in your own presence, to create your own peace, and to walk away when necessary is magnetic. A man who practices Stoicism knows that nothing is permanent, not even relationships. He doesn't cling to any person or moment for the sake of comfort. This behavior commands respect, and most importantly, sparks desire. Let's be clear. Leaving is not about playing games or intentionally making her chase you in a manipulative way. It's about knowing your value, knowing when to hold space, and knowing when to step away to create the space for her to realize she desires you. Think about it. The men who make her feel safe and comfortable by always staying are nice, but they don't light the fire. It's the men who know how to live without her, yet allow her to see the possibility of what could be, who stand out. So don't be afraid to leave when necessary. Don't fear her not chasing you if you step away. The Stoics lived by the principle of not being attached to outcomes, and you must do the same. Stand firm in your own life, your own principles, and don't let the fear of losing someone cloud your judgment. An iron mind is unshakable and clear. It does not bend to emotional whims. When you know when to leave and when to return, you don't just get her attention, you earn her respect and admiration. Remember, the chase is not about running away in fear, but walking away with strength. Do not make yourself too available. Your absence will create a void, and in that void, she will realize just how much she craves your presence. This is not about being distant or cold. It's about being emotionally free and independent, not bound by the need for constant attention. By embracing the old Stoic wisdom, you'll find that the more you leave, the more she will come to you. So share your thoughts. How do you balance being present and knowing when to leave? Let's dive into the discussion in the comments below. 6. Tell her she's a distraction. To truly capture a woman's attention and make her chase you, you must first realize that she doesn't want to be the center of your world. At least, not entirely. Women are naturally drawn to men who have purpose and direction in their lives, who aren't just sitting around waiting for someone to fill the void. In fact, nothing is more attractive than a man who is focused on his goals. That's why one of the most powerful tricks to getting a woman to chase you is telling her she's a distraction, but doing it in a way that conveys that you have bigger, more important things at hand. This doesn't mean ignoring her, but rather letting her know that your attention is valuable and it's not easily swayed. By saying something like, "You're a distraction," you're actually complimenting her in an unexpected way. She'll appreciate the fact that you've got a life that demands your attention. The key here is not to sound dismissive, but to express that she's so captivating that it takes you away from what you're doing, even though you've got goals that matter to you. This will make her feel special. This approach doesn't just work because you're telling her she's important, but because you're showing her that your life has structure, meaning, and purpose. Women are drawn to men who embody Stoic rules, those who understand that life is about finding balance and wisdom, and who remain steadfast in their pursuit of those goals. Embrace practical Stoicism by showing that you don't just get distracted by anything or anyone. Instead, you're a man who's determined to achieve greatness, and when you give someone attention, it's because they've earned it. Keep in mind that this doesn't mean to completely shut her out. You want to be the kind of man who balances wisdom and affection, someone who knows when to prioritize his ambitions and when to turn his attention toward her. At the end of the day, a woman won't chase a man who has no drive or ambition. She'll chase a man who knows where he's going, understands the path of wisdom, and invites her to join him on the journey when she has earned her place. It's all about being a man of substance, one who recognizes his worth and the worth of others around him. So the next time you're engaging with a woman, try this trick. Remind her gently that she's a distraction in the most positive way possible. It's a little bit of reverse psychology, but it works because it shows you're not just sitting around waiting for her to fill your time. Instead, you've got a life that's worthy of pursuit and that makes you irresistible. 5. Contrast your attention. In the game of attraction, your attention is the most powerful tool you wield. If you're constantly available, it's easy for her to lose interest because your attention becomes predictable. But when you master the art of contrast in the attention you give her, everything changes. Imagine you're someone who's always caught up in work or life's hustle. The more unavailable you are, the more intriguing you become. Now, when you do spend time together, you don't just show up physically. You show up mentally. You step into the moment, give her your undivided focus, and make her feel like she's the only woman in the world for those precious moments. You listen intently to her every word, you ask questions that dive deep, and you don't let distractions like your phone steal your focus. This is where the magic happens, the sharp contrast between your rare, limited attention and the intense focus you give her in the moments you do share. It's a psychological trick that taps into the core of human nature. Scarcity makes people want more. As Epictetus would remind us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You aren't just reacting to your circumstances, you're controlling the narrative. You create a reality where your attention becomes a luxury. Don't be just another guy vying for her attention all the time. Be the one who's worthy of it by making every interaction with you count. And that's how you get her to chase you. You show her that when you're present, you're all in, no half-hearted moments, no distractions, just pure, undivided attention that leaves a lasting impact. The world runs on contrast, and you, my friend, are the architect of that very contrast in her mind. This principle ties back to Stoicism, the idea that what we choose to focus on and how we respond to what is around us is everything. You are not just any man. You are a man who understands the power of attention, and by wielding it, you bring her closer. So next time you're with her, be deliberate with your time. Show her that your attention is worth waiting for, and she'll be the one chasing you. You've now turned the tables, and she'll be left wanting more. And if you're ready to win over your dream girl, please comment, "I'm ready to conquer," so we can move on to the next part. 4. Dare to disagree. To truly capture a woman's attention and have her chase you, you need to dare to disagree. But there's a catch. Don't just contradict her for the sake of it. Disagreeing without purpose will only push you further from your goal. Think about it. When you engage in a conversation, you can't just be the passive yes man agreeing with everything she says. That approach leads nowhere. Instead, what you need to do is this. Show her you're a man of substance, one who has strong, original opinions. You see, the yes man who simply nods and smiles is a dime a dozen. Women can find a guy like that anywhere, and although these men may be nice, they're predictable, dull, and not particularly exciting. On the other hand, a man who doesn't just automatically agree with everything she says stands out. He's intriguing, different, and rare. And when you show her that you're not afraid to think for yourself, it's a magnetizing quality that's hard to ignore. Remember, this isn't about starting arguments or being difficult just for the sake of it. This is about revealing to her that you have your own thoughts, your own perspective on life. And if you think about it, isn't that the very essence of what makes someone interesting? If you take a page from the Old Stoic wisdom, you'll understand that having an iron mind and the ability to form your own opinions makes you a far more desirable and captivating person than someone who simply follows the crowd. It takes a level of confidence and maturity to disagree in a respectful and intelligent way, and that's exactly the kind of man who sparks curiosity. So don't just sit back and agree with everything she says. Have the courage to speak your truth, and you'll quickly find that she will start chasing you. By doing so, you're not only displaying confidence, but you're also setting yourself apart from the masses of men who are too nervous or too eager to assert themselves. When you show her that you're secure in your own opinions and thoughts, you become far more attractive to her than any yes man could ever be. But here's the thing. This strategy doesn't work in isolation. It's a part of a broader mindset, a mindset grounded in Stoic principles. Stoicism teaches us to embrace adversity, maintain our composure, and never let our desires or emotions cloud our judgment. This is exactly the mindset that makes a man irresistible to women. He's grounded, calm, and unshakable. Someone who doesn't need to prove himself because he already knows who he is. That iron mind, that unflinching confidence, is what draws women in. If you can live by these principles, you'll not only have women chasing you, but you'll also be a man who attracts respect and admiration wherever you go. As you continue to focus on strengthening your own character and intellect, keep this in mind. Women are drawn to the man who isn't afraid to stand out, the one who isn't afraid to disagree when necessary, the one who commands attention, not by being loud or overly dominant, but by being confident in his beliefs and values. This is the true path to attracting women, not by bending over backward to please them, but by being unapologetically yourself. So go ahead, challenge ideas, express yourself, and most importantly, never be afraid to stand your ground. When you do, you'll become the man who women can't resist. And let's not forget the most critical mindset trap that guarantees women will never chase you. Stick around, because at the end of this video, we'll reveal exactly what that trap is and how to avoid it. In the meantime, keep applying these principles and see how your interactions with women begin to change for the better. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you find it challenging to disagree with a woman without offending her? Share your experiences in the comments below. 3. Keep the conversational tension. To make her chase you, you need to master the art of keeping the conversational tension. This might sound simple, but it's incredibly powerful when executed right. If you want to stand out and make an impression, stop feeling the need to fill every silence with words. The beauty of conversation, especially when you're trying to get a woman to chase you, lies in your ability to say just enough without saying too much. Often, the key to being an attractive, chaste, worthy man is not talking endlessly about yourself, but allowing the other person to open up and reveal their thoughts, dreams, and desires. In essence, it's about creating an atmosphere where the woman feels intrigued and curious about you, rather than you offering all the answers up front. This approach is rooted in Stoic rules and the power of restraint. Stoicism teaches us that it's often not about reacting impulsively, but rather maintaining control and calmness. In a conversation, it's about embracing silence, letting her speak, and allowing the tension to build naturally. Imagine you're playing a game where your goal isn't to fill the gaps with meaningless chatter, but to strategically hold back just enough. The tension that builds between you is magnetic. It pulls her in, making her wonder what you're thinking, making her feel like she wants to keep the conversation going, just to get a glimpse into your mind. This form of practical stoicism, knowing when to stay silent and when to speak, is a key part of the path of wisdom. Women are often drawn to those who can confidently hold their ground, not someone who feels the need to fill the air with words at every turn. It's like a dance. You move, she follows, but the steps have to be deliberate. By saying less, you give her the chance to do more, to express herself, which, in turn, builds a subtle yet effective dynamic. This isn't just about making her chase you. It's about creating an environment where she feels like she has to. She'll want to know more about you, and by staying calm and composed, you'll leave her with an insatiable curiosity that makes her want to learn more. Furthermore, there's an element of control here, but not in an overbearing way. Instead of dominating the conversation, you're subtly setting the stage for her to make the next move. This is where the real power lies. You are, in essence, creating a mental and emotional space where she feels both intrigued and challenged to engage with you further. She starts to question what you're thinking and why you're so composed, and that curiosity, fed by the tension you've nurtured, becomes the catalyst that drives her toward you. It's also important to note that this strategy is not about playing games in a manipulative sense, but rather about exercising control over your own actions and reactions. When you use this technique, you embody the wisdom of not rushing things or forcing an outcome. It's a slow burn that turns into a fire. You're guiding the conversation with your silence, and she's coming to you because of the space you've created. Don't fall into the trap of thinking you have to talk endlessly to win her attention. Sometimes, just a few carefully chosen words and a strategic pause will speak volumes. By allowing her to wonder about you, you create a longing to chase. By following this path, you can naturally draw her in, without ever having to force it. Your quiet confidence will become a beacon. She'll want to know what's behind the mystery. Just remember, it's not about tricking her. It's about creating the perfect balance of intrigue and opportunity and letting her take the first step towards you. The more you embrace these principles, the more successful you'll be in attracting her, and not just attracting her, but making her chase you. This, my friend, is the secret power of conversational tension. 2. Mastering the Midas Touch. Unlock the key to her heart. Let's talk about something that every man should master if he wants to truly attract women. The art of touch. Most men have no idea how to touch a woman properly, and that's a huge missed opportunity. Why? Because when you know how to touch a woman the right way, it's like you've unlocked a secret weapon in the attraction game. The right touch has the power to make a woman feel not just attracted to you, but feverishly, uncontrollably drawn to you. It's like having the Midas touch. Every time you make contact, it turns into gold. Women love being touched, but only in ways that make them feel respected, wanted, and desired. And here's the kicker. A man who can touch with intention and restraint is extremely rare. This is your golden ticket. You have to understand this deeply. Touch isn't just about physical contact. It's a subtle yet powerful form of communication. It conveys respect, affection, and, most importantly, your ability to control your desires. When you're able to show restraint, you stand out. You're no longer just another guy in the crowd, you're a man of power, a man who knows exactly how to create the right chemistry without crossing boundaries. And this, my friend, is where the game changes. Consider this. Epictetus, the ancient Stoic philosopher, once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." When it comes to touch, it's not about how often or how aggressively you initiate it. It's about knowing when, where, and how to make the right move. Restraint, control, precision. That's what makes your touch valuable. Think about it. Women are drawn to men who exude confidence and self-control, who don't just rush to touch or seek validation. They're intrigued by men who show restraint, who make every touch count. Now, let me tell you this. The way you touch a woman sends a powerful message. A gentle hand on her back when guiding her through a door. The way your fingers might briefly graze hers, creating an electric jolt of connection. These aren't just moments, they're statements. They say, "I'm here, I'm present, I respect you, and I want you," without a single word being spoken. That's the power of the right touch. And here's the thing. This isn't just physical. It's psychological. You're giving her something she can't easily find elsewhere. Women crave attention, affection, and emotional connection. But a man who knows how to deliver these through touch, subtly, gracefully, is a man who stands out. It's not about playing games or using manipulative tactics. It's about mastery. Epictetus reminds us again. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. How you touch and how you control your impulses, these things matter more than you realize. Let's put this into modern context. Consider how the world operates today. We live in a time of constant interaction, social media, texting, messaging. But despite all this connection, real, meaningful connection is rare. Men who master the art of touch are rare. When you're able to connect in a way that's genuine and restrained, when you're able to make every touch feel purposeful, you become unforgettable. And that's the key to getting a woman to chase you, to desire you, not by being desperate, not by trying too hard, but by giving her just enough and leaving her wanting more. Here's your action step. Next time you interact with a woman, pay attention to how you touch her. How do you make her feel? Is your touch confident and respectful, or are you just trying to gain her approval? This isn't just about touching her, it's about using the touch as a tool for creating deeper attraction. Remember, the right touch done in the right way can make her want you more than you can imagine. So take charge of this skill and watch as the dynamic between you and women shifts. The Midas Touch isn't just a metaphor, it's a real actionable strategy that separates the men who are truly desirable from the rest. You've got the power to make her chase you, to make her want you, simply by mastering the art of touch. Don't underestimate the power of this skill. And remember, just like Epictetus teaches, control your desires or they will control you. So, control your touch and let it be the key to unlocking her attraction. Comment below with your thoughts. I'm mastering the Midas Touch. It's time to take control and dominate this area of your life. 1. This can make women run away. Let me give it to you straight. This is mistake number 1 that will guarantee women never chase you, no matter how many tricks you try. It all boils down to one undeniable truth. Women chase men who don't play games. It's not about acting distant or pretending to be busy just to make her wonder. No, it's much deeper than that. The reason some men get women chasing them is that they are not just pretending to be hard to get. They genuinely are hard to get. They're not desperate, not needy, not frantically trying to keep the woman engaged. They're calm, composed, and self-assured in a way that draws women in, instead of repelling them. And here's where most men go wrong. The number 1 thing that guarantees you'll always be chasing women is desperation. Desperation is a silent killer of attraction, and it's often unintentional. You might not even realize it, but if you're constantly seeking validation, trying to please her at every turn, or overly eager to make things happen, you're broadcasting a sense of neediness. Think about it for a moment. Would you chase someone who's constantly begging for your attention, who has nothing else going for them except for the hope that you'll give them a little of your time? Of course not. Women are no different. When they sense you're desperate, they might not just lose interest, they'll most likely run in the opposite direction. This is the brutal truth. You must embody an iron mind and show a sense of emotional control. The ancient Stoic principles tell us that it's not our external circumstances that determine our happiness, but how we control our internal responses. Similarly, a man who's at peace with himself, who doesn't need external validation to feel whole, is the one women are naturally drawn to. Desperation reeks of insecurity, and that's a powerful turn-off. Women want men who are self-sufficient, who have their own passions, their own life, and who don't revolve around the idea of winning their affection. Think about the great Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, who reminded us that the best way to achieve peace of mind is not by chasing after external things, but by mastering our internal thoughts and emotions. You must adopt the Stoic mindset and cultivate inner strength, because that is the foundation of attraction. Be the man who has control over his emotions and his actions. Don't waste your time trying to chase someone who's not interested, because true strength lies in being able to walk away. A man with an iron mind isn't afraid to lose the chase, because he knows that his value doesn't hinge on anyone else's approval. He doesn't chase, he attracts. Remember that the more you crave validation, the more you lose your own sense of value. The goal here is to show up as your authentic self, without the need for approval or confirmation from anyone else. This is what makes you genuinely attractive. So, the next time you find yourself desperate to get a woman's attention, stop and ask yourself, am I coming from a place of self-assurance, or am I projecting a neediness that will drive her away? When you learn to live by the Stoic principles, controlling your emotions, staying grounded in your values, and letting go of the desperate chase, you'll see that women will begin to pursue you. Now, this isn't about playing hard to get for the sake of playing a game. It's about becoming the man who doesn't need to play any games. As the great Stoic philosopher Seneca said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. When you stop imagining that you need someone else's affection to feel complete, you will be able to create real, meaningful connections. So, Take a step back, cultivate your inner peace, and watch how women naturally gravitate toward you. Don't just take my word for it, test it out in your own life. Stop trying so hard to please, stop chasing validation, and just be your best self. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever found yourself stuck in the trap of desperation? How did you break free? Share your experiences in the comments section below. Remember, becoming the man women want starts with becoming the best version of yourself first. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found these tips useful and that they'll help you take charge of your dating life. Remember, it's all about being confident, authentic, and respectful. These things truly make a difference when it comes to building a genuine connection. So, those are the 10 key signs you're in the friend zone, and sign number 1 that you're definitely not. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more helpful tips. And while you're here, why not check out these other powerful videos that could really take things to the next level? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.